In junior high, high school, college, and even in the workforce, you will have to write reports. These reports will not only need to be error-free, professionally written, and research-based, but will also need to be formatted properly. In this video, I'm going to show you how to format the title of a report, format a report, and add headers and footers. In CMS, you should have downloaded the MLA paper. You should notice that this report is condensed, but for the sake of this assignment, it will work. The first thing we need to do, once we have finished writing a report, is to create a proper title heading. It should include the name of the person writing the report, the date, and other pertinent information. Let's begin formatting. To begin formatting, we will highlight the entire body of the paper. Next, go to the Home tab and in the font group, change the font to Times New Roman and make it size 12-point font. You will also need to change the line spacing of the paper to double. You can do this by right-clicking on the highlighted text and clicking Paragraph. Next, locate where it says line spacing and make it double. Before you click OK, make sure the spacing after is set to 0. Next, click in front of the text where it says Your Paper. From here, we will click Enter one time, and we will move our cursor back to the first line. On this line, type in your name. Next, press the Enter key one time and type your teacher's name for the class. Next, press the Enter key once again and type the name of the class. Next, press the Enter key once and type the due date or the date the paper was written. You will type this as the date, the month, and then the year. Press the Enter key one more time. From here, we will go up into the paragraph group and set the alignment to center. Next, we will type in the title of the paper. After we have finished formatting the title of the paper, we need to format the body of the paper. To do this, we need to double check on several things. First, make sure that the page has 1-inch margins set all the way around. To do this, we can click the Page Layout tab, and in the Page Setup section, we can click the drop-down arrow under Margins to make sure it is set to 1 inch. Next, make sure that each paragraph is indented. To do this, select only the body of the paper by highlighting it. Next, make sure your ruler is turned on. You can do this by going to the View tab and clicking the box next to the word Ruler in the Show section. From here, make sure your text is still highlighted. You can then go up to the ruler and hover your mouse over the first line indent button. Wait until you see the text that says first line indents. Once you see this, you can drag it until you reach the half-inch indent. If you did this correctly, your 3 paragraphs should all have indentations. Now that our body of our paragraph is good, our next step is to insert page numbers for all the pages in our report. To do this, all we need to do is click the Insert tab. Next, we will locate the header and footer section. Find the Add Page Number drop-down menu and select the top of the page, and then select the option that has the number on the far right of the page. You should now see a number in the top right corner of each of your pages. Our last step for formatting our header is to add our last name in before the page number. To do this, double-click on the top of the page by the number. Position your cursor in front of the number and type in your last name. Make sure that your last name and number are set to Times New Roman, size 12. Once you are done, you should notice that Word has inserted your last name in front of each of the page numbers on this document. The last thing we need to do for our paper is to format the Works Cited page. A Works Cited page is a page that shows the reader what sources you used for your research. A Works Cited page is an important page, and it's on its own page. Make sure you move your cursor in front of the text Works Cited and click Enter multiple times until the words Works Cited are on a separate page from the rest of the paper. Once you have your Works Cited page on its own page, your next step is to centerline the words Works Cited and make sure that they are set to Times New Roman size 12 point font. Next, you will need to highlight all the sources that you have used in this paper like so. From here, we will set the font to Times New Roman size 12 point and change the spacing to double. We can change the spacing by right-clicking, going to Paragraph, and changing the line spacing to double. Make sure that the after spacing is set to 0 and click OK. After this, we will alphabetize the report. We can do this by going to the Home tab and in the Paragraph group and clicking the alphabetizing AZ key. Make sure Paragraph is selected and click OK. Next, we will need to create a hanging indent for each source. To do this, we can again highlight all the sources, and from there, go to the ruler and click on the middle button that says Hanging Indent. Make sure it says hanging indent before clicking. From here, drag the button to the ½ inch mark. Congratulations! You have successfully formatted a paper in MLA. This formatting is important and will be used in classes throughout high school. Make sure you show Mr. Lewis your work once you have completed this assignment.